So, video games, STK right here, Brother Jeffers. So let's talk about the concept of sports games or video games. Okay, so we want to make a sports game, but we want to use our technology, which our technology is through live streaming. So we want to make a live stream, all live football game. So my concept is, which I'll give you guys some imagery and things like that later in the month. But my concept is a maps. Make your maps of your studios and your stadiums. Okay, so you got your big NFL stadiums all around the country. You charge them to have you have to make their stadium into a play canvas. So they'll get in place onto our video games map SDK API. So we're going to graph out our whole stadium. We're going to graph it all out through Google Maps and Apple Maps technology. So we're going to map it all out. And that's going to give it its X, Y axis. It's going to give it a grid where it could go like this flat and have, it be gridded out. And then we're going to give it its Z axis by the object. And the object is going to be, the object will change. It has a changing object. The object can sometimes change to the player, or the object can sometimes change to the ball. The object can also change when it changes from the player to player. It's just like I said, you're changing the heads of the Egyptian statues. The crocodile goes on the hippo. Okay, that's how you change through the players. You swap through the players like that, swap through and play the game in real time live. The game plays out like it plays. So the game is playing there, and if you want to play and be part of what it is, you put your head onto that player. Say it's the quarterback. Put your head on the quarterback, and you will see the game playing as he plays the game. The chance and circumstances is when the ball flies, it becomes an object that you can connect to, that you can see through your vision, through your display. So if you hold your display this way, and someone passes the ball, you hold your phone up in the air, you can find it and look for it and catch the ball. It catches it into your display. So that's what I think. That's my concept of a live stream football game. Or it could be a tennis game, or it could be a soccer game, or it could be a basketball game. It just depends on what the cinematic looks like when you of the identities you can attach your head to. That's how I envision it. And the games just play out like the fantasy football role play game. Sorry, it's hot here. And take the second come out. The fantasy role play video game. You could go on the games are already pre-played with the predictions, so the plays play out through the predictions. So the studio that makes the West End puts out the playbooks. Those playbooks play out through the predictions of those plays. So you're gonna predict. It's like randomly selecting a playlist that plays out a play. So the playlist is gonna be a play. So I'm gonna break it down to you. When you make your plays, you're going to make them into a playlist. The playlist is going to be a stack of videos that are the animations of you performing this play. So I make it into a playlist. When you play the actual game, when you upload the game, you choose your teams. It has a set of already predetermined, pre-installed playlists that are just standard playlists that they all have. Every football player should know, or football coach or football fan should know these basic plays, which are standard plays, which come in a standard list library of playlists, which you can attach to those players. You have the linebackers, the wide receivers, the quarterback, all these different players you have all the different IDs that you can attach yourself to while you're playing the game, and play those players and take their task of what they're supposed to be doing, and take their task of what they're supposed to be doing. And you can also attach yourself to the ball, which means you're in action to catch the ball or to throw the ball if you're the quarterback, and they're the ones that's about to make a play. Then you'll be playing out as the quarterback, but you'll see it out of the eyes of the quarterback, if you can imagine. I'm on a football field. I'm a quarterback. I took his head off and put my head on his. I'm looking out of his eyes. So that's how the game's played. That's the cinematic that you see on the screen, is out of the eyes of the actual character that your head is attached to. So when you play the game, you play the West Ham, and then you cycle through identities to go on there, you cipher through the identities, and the identities are the different players. So that's how it plays for a sports game, or for any kind of menu-based game. It plays like that, and that's how it plays. You put your head onto the player, which you see out of their eyes. So you'll view the game through their eyes, and that is what the YouTube mask is. Mask technology, I guess that's what we're making. It's called YouTube mask technology that you place on different different objects inside of our video games to view the video game or play the video game, so that object's perception of the world around it.